Beverly Barrowman King is a stress and wellness expert and is the designer and professional speaker for her Work Smart, Live Smart workshops, and she joins us now. Thanks for speaking with us today.
You're welcome.
Let me ask you, are more of these type of work-related rage incidences occurring in your opinion?
I think we're hearing more about them. Whether there's more occurring, it's kind of hard to tell. But I think when we get in situations where customers are frustrated and employees are frustrated, and we mix all that together, we're going to see more of those kinds of explosions happen.
Yeah. So what leads up to it? I mean, to me, just listening to that story and reading some other reports, it sounds like he just had it. The final straw. This one incident likely didn't set him off, but a culmination of occurrences.
Yeah, it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. There's probably lots of things, and whether it was feeling unappreciated, maybe there was more and more rudeness happening, less respect, maybe less trust, maybe not maybe there was a sense of unfairness in the way things were being divvied out. All kinds of things could have been happening, and this one incident was what pushed him over the edge.
How do outside forces, though, influence our stress levels? I mean, we don't know what was going on in the man's home life, whether he had financial issues or relationship issues. How do things outside of work contribute to the stress that we feel at work?
They absolutely do, and we would love to think that we can separate all of those things out, but we know that both our work life and our home life are meshed together, and so those kinds of things, whether there were little things or large things, maybe there was an illness going on, maybe there was something with a child going on. We don't know all of the background, but we do know that when people don't have an outlet to deal with that pressure, when they don't have somebody to talk to, when they don't have a way of taking care of themselves, that's when we see this kind of expression happening.
All right, well, let's talk about what we can do. First of all, employees. What can employees do to mitigate stress at work?
A couple of things. First of all, learn how to take care of yourself. Learn what pushes your buttons. Can you do some things that are going to take you away from those situations when you feel those buttons being pushed? How are you taking care of yourself to make sure that you've got the energy to deal with these kinds of things? Because some of the things we just can't avoid, such as a rude passenger. And then who are you reaching out to? Who can you talk to? All these strategies come under what I call the SOS principle. So again, what do you do about the situation? How do you take care of yourself? And what do you do for support?
And how about employers? What can employers do to help? I'm just wondering if there were any sort of signs that this man was about to implode, as it were. But what can employers do to help?
Certainly look for those signs. And again, it's not just the employer, but it's the team themselves. So coworkers, the supervisor, all people looking around to make sure that the team is healthy. And as an employer, what kind of workplace health policies do you have in place? How can people get away? What are some of the things that they can do when they're feeling angry or disempowered or feeling like they're being taken advantage of, when they're not able to communicate some of those things going on? So what are some of the processes that they can take and use? And then what else does the employer do to help the person stay healthy in those times?
How much of this is a personality issue, Beverly? I mean, are some people more likely to fly off the handle like that than others?
Yeah, some of us tend to kind of keep it to ourselves. We let it eat away at us. We may end up with migraine headaches or upset stomachs or muscle problems. And then some people are more vocal and they tend to take it out on the people around them. And for some people, that's a small threshold, and for other people, it takes a long time to get there. So each person is different, and certainly personality and how we've learned to problem solve are going to play a role in that.
Stress and wellness expert Beverly Barrowman King, thank you for speaking with us today and for your advice.
You're welcome.